Hello and welcome back to episode 20 of the Julii Very Hard campaign. The year is 235 BC. We've just begun the Marian Reforms. Civil war is on the brink of breaking out with our Roman allies, and we currently control 29 regions. Last time we went about modernizing our army, queuing up a lot of new units now that we've gone through the Marian Reforms, and we picked up Cordoba in the south of Spain. This time our plan is to continue our conquest of Spain. We have Manius Victor attacking from the north. He's currently besieging a Gallic fort, but he will be moving on to Osca soon. And we have Quintus Victor in the south, who will be pushing probably over towards Scalabus or Carthago Nova as his next conquest. We are currently besieging Nept, and it will surrender in just 2 turns, and then we can turn our attention to Dimity and hopefully finish off the Numidians, get them out of the game, so we can move our attention to other enemies. We are besieged at Kerta, so we're going to need to sally out and deal with Captain Gauda this turn, but that should be pretty easy. He has a pretty small army, shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. The really difficult battle is definitely going to be at Sardis. We're being starved out there right now. We only have 4 turns until we surrender there. And yes, we do have a good army inside the city, and we did bring Decius Julius inside the city, but we are besieged by 2 armies. Captain Mutnojmet is an army that has basically no missile troops, so pretty easy army to deal with. They also don't have a general, so morale would be pretty poor. We have so many missile troops that we could probably handle them pretty easily. But the issue is, the army that's besieging us is actually Ptolemaeus Bilopator, and this is a much better army. They have chariots, missile troops, and a general. So we need to decide if we want to sally out from Sardis and try and start doing damage against these armies, or if we want to wait for them to try to attack us, and then we can maybe destroy their siege equipment with onagers or something like that to win the battle. And then up by Ancyra, we have Marcus Victor, our faction leader. He was besieging Ancyra, but he was attacked by Captain Thothorses, and the 2 armies combined was a little bit too much for him to handle. But I think we might be able to fight just Captain Thothorses this turn, take him out of the game, and then maybe Ancyra will be a little bit easier to take solo. First things first, let's see if we can clear up this battle at Kerta. We're going to sally out, hopefully not take too many casualties dealing with Captain Gauda. He doesn't have any archers, just javelin men and some desert infantry, so our archers should do pretty well fighting back against Captain Gauda. But let's go ahead and get that battle started. We outnumber them almost 4-1. This really should not be too difficult. Let's go ahead and get this started. Let's go ahead and put some archers and slingers up on the walls here, just in case the enemy reposition and come in range of our missile troops. So let's go ahead and start this battle, and we're just going to see how the enemy react to the start of this battle. Will they come into range of my missile troops? Probably not. Let's go ahead and get my infantry outside of the city, and I'll speed this up unless they come into range. Most likely they're not going to. They honestly might just run away from the battle. Yep, and just like that, they did flee off the battlefield, so we don't even need to fight them. And as much as at some point we do need to kill this army, I'm okay with this result because this means that our arena will be complete this turn, we can build our proconsul's palace and get Kerta up to a large city, and public order will be under control so we can start reassigning the troops inside the city for taking Dimity. So next turn we will assess what the public order level is at after finishing our arena and see if we can take a little bit of an army out and start moving them towards Dimity, because it would be great if we could take Nept with Luca Astorius, bring him over and have him ready to go and take Dimity as soon as he arrives, because we can bring reinforcements from Kerta. But we'll just have to see if that's possible next turn. Next up, let's assess at Cordoba. Can we take anyone out of the city? I don't think so. We already have a low tax rate. We need to get the public order under control here. Let's build an arena in Cordoba. So in 3 turns, we will definitely have the public order under control here. Hopefully the unrest goes down a little bit and we can take Quintus Victor and some troops to at least hold off Ambon. Oof, I would love to be able to hold this bridge. Any chance we can do it? Cordoba, 20% public order. What if we queue up full peasants? 30%, it's not enough. I don't think we can justify that. But to be fair, Ambon can't make it all the way to Cordoba this turn. So let's go back into Cordoba. We'll do our best to build up some public order, and we'll take just the troops we need to defend this bridge out next turn. I do wonder if Ambon's even going to try to just beeline it for us. He might not, honestly. He might just try and stay in his territory and defend. But if he does come to counterattack against Cordoba, we'll just bring Quintus Victor, some early legionaries, and some Hastati to guard this bridge next turn. And since we don't have any threats in this part of the world, Let's actually take this bireme that is in the port at Tingi and just leave it right here so we're using as few move points as possible when we need to bring the troops from Tingi over to Cordoba. At this fort by Narbo Martius, I think I'm going to stick with my original plan of starving them out. On the off chance that they don't sally out, that's a free kill on 2 generals, but most likely they are going to sally out, and that would be good because they'd be fighting out of a fort, and we would have an advantage as they try to filter through the little fort gate, and we can do damage with our archers and should do a lot of damage to them. If Captain Velcatus attacks us, that will be slightly harder because we'll have to fight these 2 armies in the open field, but I still think we would win that. But we'll find out what happens there at the end of this turn. For now, let's turn our attention to Anatolia. So we really want to start a fight with Captain Thorses. I'm a little bit concerned that our army is too powerful though, and I think he might not be willing to give battle. So there is an argument for us weakening our own army so that he's willing to give battle to us. What do I actually need to win this battle against Captain Thorses? It's mostly infantry, 1 unit of Pontic light cavalry. They don't have any archers, at least it looks like. They might have some archers, but we probably don't need this unit of Hastati. Or we'll take out some of the worst units of Roman archers. So let's repair these archers, and we'll remove this unit. We'll remove this unit of hoplites. We still have a lot of archers, more than we need, so let's take out some more. I don't think we need this much infantry either. We just want these banners to be as close as possible so that they're willing to fight us. We're going to win this battle, but we just don't want them to run into Ancyra. Okay, I think this is a good army. Let's try this. I don't think they're going to flee, hopefully. Perfect. Okay. I do think they would have fled if we had used the full army, but this is perfect. We still outnumber them by like 500. I think we can easily handle this. They have 1 unit of archers, but we can counter them with our Cretans. Other than that, our archers should be able to pick apart their army really easily. So let's go ahead and start this battle. Marcus Victor should win this pretty easily. All right, we'll drop our Principes and Hastati as our front line, and let's have our mercenary hoplites. I would have them guard a flank, but they don't really have any cavalry to use, so let's actually use them as part of our front line. And we'll just have a little bit of a kind of chevron formation here. We'll have all of my infantry fire at will in guard mode, and let's put our Cretans right behind the front line. We want them to have a shot for as long as possible. And we'll put our other Roman archers behind the front lines, and we'll just move them around as needed as we run out of ammo with our other units. They're not all going to have a shot right away, but we'll just shuffle them around. And then we'll keep my general right about here, just so he's close to the front lines. Let's go ahead and start the battle and just see what their formation is. Okay. Part of me wants to stay kind of mobile for this battle, but we'll see. Let's find their archers. Archers are all the way over here. Okay. Let's turn off fire at will. Who do we have a shot on? Okay. Let's have this unit take out their commander, because that'll hurt their morale. This unit, wait for a shot on their archers. We want to counter their archers. Perfect. And then let me take all of the rest of my archers and turn off skirmish mode, turn on guard mode. So our Cretans will hopefully start doing some good damage to the enemy commander. Yeah, he's almost dead. And then this unit of archers. And then any units that can hit the bronze shields, I kind of want you to focus on the bronze shield. So let me take all of the units except these 2 and fire at the bronze shields. Enemy commander is running amok, so hopefully he will do good damage to the archers back here. Looks like he is doing good damage to them, so we're just going to let him continue doing that. We don't need to shoot him. We're going to fire at the enemy archers. Let me have my archers focus their fire on these bronze shields. And we are taking some shots into the back of our Hastati from my archers, but that's okay. My archers are firing at the enemy archers. Is the enemy commander dead yet? No, not yet. We do want him to die, but he is also doing damage to these troops, so we're going to let him continue on for a moment. He's probably going to get shot here soon. Guys, this is kind of a waste. Don't use all your... I guess we can use javelins for this. Okay, I'm just going to snipe the enemy general. I want to get him off the battlefield. Okay, how are we doing? Bronze shield's all dead, by the way. So, enemy commander's dead. They're fleeing. So, let's fire at these phalanx pikemen. Fire at will, actually. Just fire at whoever you can reach. And let's send my general to go hunt down some of these fleeing troops. Can we do some damage to these phalanx pikemen before they get too far away? That's the only way we're going to be able to fight them with my general, because I don't want to lose my general charging into phalanx pikemen, even if they're fleeing. But let's see what damage we can do to these archers. We've killed 35% of the enemy army. We want to kill as many of them as possible so they don't retreat into Ancyra, but I don't think we're going to be able to get over like that threshold of 85% that would make the army disband. So we're still going to have to fight them at Ancyra, but let's do as much as we can now. Especially these archers we don't want to have to deal with in Ancyra. Come on, you can reach them, they're wavering. Hopefully we can break them, and that will cause issues for the Eastern infantry. Let me send my infantry after these phalanx pikemen. Since they're going to drop their spears, hopefully they'll be slow enough that my infantry can catch them. Same with my Cretans. Let's send them after them as well. These Eastern infantry are steady, which is going to be rough for my general. They have a... Okay, perfect. I was going to say they have a combat bonus fighting cavalry, but they broke. Their morale is bad in equal measure to them being good at fighting cavalry, so I'm okay with that. Let's see what else we can do here. I'm split between breaking more units and running down the units that I've already broken. Let's get out in front of this army if you can. We want to hit at least these Eastern infantry. Rally troops so my general stays safe. They're wavering. They should break pretty quickly. Okay, we can come back for these Eastern infantry. These Eastern infantry are wavering. They need to break. Come on. Perfect. They've broken. Alright, now. Run up and try and run down those archers. I want to get them off the battlefield if possible, and then we'll go back for these Eastern infantry. The rest of my infantry is chasing after these phalanx pikemen, but I don't think they're going to catch them. Just get these archers. These are the most important troops on the battlefield. In my opinion. Perfect. Now go for the Eastern infantry. This is perfect. This unit has reformed, but I think they'll break when they see the rest of their troops getting run down. Come on, run them down. Come on, get out in front. See if you can get a few more kills. There we go. They're down to 48% left in their army. Okay, this is not a bad result. Okay, get some more kills on these Eastern infantry. Now, charge into these Eastern infantry. We need to be really careful about this phalanx pikeman. This unit's wavering. Oof, be careful with those phalanx pikemen. Do not get caught and break. We just don't want to lose our general here. If we can delay this phalanx pikeman for a little bit longer, the archers are in range. Just don't lose the general. Be very careful here. This would be a very foolish way to lose a general. I mean, they're wavering. If we can hit them in the side, then we can break them. Okay, turn around. Go, go. Get out. Oh my god, get out, get out. That was a little bit scary. Almost lost my general there, but we broke them. Can we get some kills on them real quick? Yeah, we did get some good kills. That's good. That was worth it. And we killed 1,016 of them, so there's only 537 left. That was a very good result. We killed about 2/3 of the army, and we didn't take any casualties. They make their way back into Ancyra, so this is going to be a pretty tough army here now. But at least we got rid of those archers. Now there's only going to be 1 unit of archers in Ancyra. They do have 2 generals in here, and they have a lot of infantry. But let's go ahead and start besieging Ancyra. We can start starving them out. They should get a little bit weaker over time. Let's bring these troops back into Marcus Victor's army. And now we have a pretty decent army, so we should be able to take Ancyra pretty easily. We got a new retinue for him. Veteran Centurion. +1 to personal security. +1 command when commanding infantry. Perfect. So Ancyra can hold out for 5 turns. We'll have a good amount of time to do some damage from starving them out, and we'll see. I think if they're not able to muster a big army to come and relieve Ancyra, that should be a pretty easy battle. Now, much harder question is Sardis. I think we should sally out and see what we can do with like our onagers. Just maybe land a shot on Ptolemy Neos Philopator or something like that. Let's see what they have. A lot of chariots. We could maybe make the chariots run amok with fire arrows and have them just run through the army doing damage. Ptolemy, he's now the post-Marian Egyptian general, so no longer chariots. He's now like Nile cavalry, so that'll be hard to kill him. Untouched by fear for +1 morale. Total of 4 command. He's pretty good. Captain Mutnojmet is a really trashy army though, so that should be pretty easy. Okay, they don't have any siege equipment, so we're not at any risk of them picking up siege equipment and coming to attack us, so we should at least be able to do some damage to them. Alright, so we have our onagers. We want them to be as close as possible to the walls. See if we can get a shot. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a shot on some of these troops. Who do we want to target? We could go for the enemy general. I mean, I guess we may as well, right? If we can hit that general, that will make this battle a lot easier. But it's a tough shot, but we're going to try it. And then we have our Cretans. Will they have a shot on anyone? No. Let's put our Cretans here. We'll bring all of our archers over. We might slowly bring our archers out and just see if they can make any of the chariots run amok. So we'll have them nearby the front gates in case we want to use them. And then just in case this battle goes really well and we start winning, we'll bring all of our infantry to around here. And we'll get them on the right settings in case we want to use them in the battle. And we always leave at least 1 unit at the city center just in case the whole army breaks so we don't lose the city. I've learned my lesson on that. Let's keep my general here for moral support. Let's go ahead and end deployment and start firing at the enemy general. We're not going to be in range for long, but if you can land a lucky shot, this is the time to do it. Enemy reinforcements are delayed, so that's a good start. Any chance we can hit that general? There's no way we're going to hit a moving target with onagers from this range, but I mean, it's worth a try. Most likely what's going to happen is we're going to miss all of our shots and have to reposition. So yes, we are. Okay, go ahead and reposition to over here so you'll have a shot on the general again. Cretans we'll use in a moment. I'm just going to try the onagers a little bit longer. So I'm going to speed this up and we'll try the onagers and then we'll see what happens. All right, let's get the archers out of the way. We'll drop our onagers right here. Once they're in position, we'll take a few more shots at the enemy general. Oh, there we go. Do we have a shot? Perfect. Fire at the enemy general. Let's see if you have a clear shot. Yeah, they can just fire right over the walls, so they're not going to hit the walls. Let's see. Hit the enemy general. This is going to take a while. They are going to have very bad accuracy. They're most likely not going to hit at all. They're getting closer. Okay, we've hit the unit a couple of times. We just need to hit the actual general now. Wow, actually doing pretty good damage to the enemy general. And if we don't actually kill the general, this is kind of a waste of our ammunition because the general's unit is just going to heal itself. But I think it's worth taking the risk. We have several turns to attempt this, so we can just keep trying and see if we can assassinate the enemy general. Ooh, that was a close one. Okay, we did not kill the enemy general, unfortunately. We took out probably half of his unit, but that's not enough. So now we're going to try and just see if we can make the enemy chariots run amok. So let's get our Cretan archers outside of the city. Try over here. And there's a chance they get charged and they get killed, but that is a risk I'm willing to take. Again, we're probably not going to be able to actually pull this off because I don't think we're going to be able to make chariots run amok with just 7 archers, but you never know. Okay, there we go. They have a shot. So we're just going to let them fire as much ammo as we can. Does not look like much. We could be using these Cretans to just slowly deal damage to one of the units of infantry, and that would be more effective, but again, on the off chance that we can make a unit run amok, that is worth much more than just slightly damaging a unit of infantry. Okay, we're almost out of ammo, so I'm going to bring out a unit of Roman archers, and we're going to try with them. Let's go ahead and bring our Cretans inside the city. Alright, we have some movement from the enemy. Their general is moving up, which is interesting. I mean, if we can get a shot on the enemy general and maybe tempt him to come try to attack my archers and then get in range of my other archers, that wouldn't be the worst thing. Let me bring out my general just in case we need to fight one-on-one with their general, because he's down to 34 thanks to the bombardment from our onagers. They're also bringing up skirmishers, but again, we have much better range with our archers than they do with their skirmishers, so that's fine. Okay, we have a shot on the enemy general. This is a pretty heavily armored general though, so it's going to take a while to do any real damage. But well, we've killed a couple of them. They turned their back, so that's helpful. Let me turn on fire arrows and see if we can get a shot on these chariots. And let me get my general away from the front gates. We want them to close. Let's get these peltas out of the way as well. Alright, we're firing at the enemy chariots. Can we get them to run amok? Okay, they're responding. Chariots are not running amok. So let's turn off fire arrows and fire at... Ooh, one more volley. Any chance? No. Okay. All the rest of the archers are getting involved on these skirmishers. We are going to change our target to the general with this unit that's out front. Want to just do as much damage as we can to the enemy general. Okay, I need to be mindful about my general though. They're kind of bringing the whole army in. Okay, come on, my archers should be picking apart these skirmishers. I'm going to chase them off with my general just to get them to skirmish. And then we might need to run out this way. This unit of archers I'm fine with losing, because it does allow the rest of my army to fire at the enemy army. So we're going to do good damage. Can everyone fire at the general? Well, fire at who you fire at. Honestly, we just need to do damage to the enemy army. Okay, these Roman archers... Okay. I need to be prepared with my infantry here in case the enemy chase my archers through the front gates. This unit's gonna break. That's fine. Get my general away from the enemy chariots. These towers will do damage to the Egyptian chariots, hopefully make them run amok. Now we just need to not have the enemy army pursue through the front gates. Okay. Let's get these peltas back. I don't want them to break. Okay, my archers are fleeing. General, keep running. Keep running. Get away from those chariots. Let the towers do some damage to these chariots. Okay, they're not pursuing. That's good. Let's let these archers fire fire arrows. No, don't fire fire arrows. They don't have a shot on these chariots. Okay. General, how are you doing? Are you safe? Okay, get inside the city. This isn't my general himself, is it? No, it's not. Okay. Get inside the city. We're all inside the city. Close the front gates. We're doing damage with our archers. We've killed 14% of the enemy army, so this isn't a horrible result. Do we have a shot on these chariots? No, technically no. Just keep firing at whoever you can reach. We're taking some shots now from the enemy chariot archers. Let's get my archers a little bit closer to this wall, turn on fire ammo, and see if you can get a shot on these chariot archers. Can we frenzy them? Alright, let's see. Are we throwing Pila or any javelins with these peltas? They would do good damage if they could hit these chariots. But the thing with chariots is their unit is so big that you have to be able to hit like the center of the unit to fire at the unit at all. So we can't target them. Okay, perfect. This unit has a shot on these chariot archers. Let's speed this up, just let them fire off whatever ammo they can. Okay, everyone's out of range now. I'm gonna grab a new unit of archers. Let's do the next least valuable one. So this one, that's 121 strength. Take them outside of the city. Let's get my general over here for moral support. This unit should get a shot on some of these really flimsy infantry soon. Would it be horrible to just take them out? Ooh, that's who we really want though, the enemy general. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and fire at these desert axemen until we have a shot on the enemy general. Once we have a shot on the general, target them. There are only 19 left in the enemy general's unit. Perfect. Fire at the enemy general. Do not fire at well. The rest of our archers should get involved soon. Fire at well. Stop there. Fire at well. Okay. So we're shooting at the enemy general. Wow, down to 15 with this unit. Wow, we're doing really good damage. Ooh, we might kill the general right here. That would be huge. Now we're starting to fire at the axemen over here with our other units. General's unit is down to 5 strength. Okay, we don't really need to be firing fire arrows, but I will say it's going to hurt the morale of the enemy. Okay, the enemy reinforcements are here now, which is a shame. We're going to have to deal with them now. But we just want to do as much damage as we can. Okay, let's get my archers to safety over here. Just get away from these Nile spearmen. We want the rest of our archers to do damage to these Nile spearmen while these archers just stay alive. Just get over here. Okay. Now, chariots are coming up from this way. Nile spearmen. Okay, this unit is in danger. We might lose them. Honestly, turn to fire arrows. Turn your attention to this unit of chariot archers if they come in range. So get over here. Chariot archers are not going to charge us, so they shouldn't be able to break our archers. Hopefully these Nile spearmen getting shot in the side and back will take a lot of casualties here. But we're also taking a lot of damage, and we're getting charged by the enemy Nile spearmen. Let me get my general over here to rally my archers out here. Okay, they're shaken. Run over this way. They're wavering. They're going to break here soon. Can I get these Hastati to throw some Pila at these Nile spearmen? That would be nice. Okay, come on, general. Get over here. They're down to steady. Okay, now fire at the Egyptian chariot archers. Get my general over here. Okay, we're using our tower to fire at the chariot archers, which is good. We're also firing back with the Roman archers, doing a little bit of damage, but I don't think they're gonna frenzy. Okay, now that the reinforcements have arrived, we've only killed 12% of the enemy army, but I just want to kill this general so badly. I think we're gonna keep sallying out and just do as much damage as we can. Let's get a unit of archers over here and just see if we can hit the tail end of this army, because they're going to drop kind of crazy. General's taking a little bit of damage, shouldn't be an issue. Okay, these archers should have a shot on these skirmishers soon. Do we want to shoot the skirmishers or the Nubian spearmen? Probably Nubian spearmen. They have pretty poor armor. Okay, let's get more troops reassigned over here. We'll get some Principes right here, so they can use their Pila, and another unit of archers over here, maybe. We'll get our Peltis over here as well. It's good, all these towers are firing. We've got this tower working on these Nubian spearmen, this tower working on the enemy chariots. The 9 archers out here are going to break soon. Nothing we can really do about that. We can try and just move them toward the front gates. Okay, they broke, that's fine. Let's just see what damage we can do. My general's going to take some damage here, but I think he'll be okay. Okay, maybe these Hastati can get a shot on these Nubian spearmen as they pass. I'm going to let these archers fire at will, in case they don't have a shot anymore. Perfect, we're getting some Pila into the back of these Nubian spearmen, and they're getting shot by this tower, so this unit should break. Okay, we're doing really good damage. These archers are firing, perfect. Okay, just fire our last couple arrows at this unit of chariots, and then we'll end the battle. Good enough for me. Your sally has been successful. Let's take a look. Okay, I will say, we killed 1,100 of them. That's not bad. Ptolemy Neos Philopator is very vulnerable. We still have the majority of our strength, so we might be able to pull this off next turn. Let's go ahead and merge together some troops, just make sure everyone's in tip-top shape, ready to fight. Yeah, it's as good as it's gonna get. And we'll just try again next turn. All good. Alright, that's all the battles we need to start this turn. We are just waiting on the result of this fort battle by Narbonadius, but let's make sure we're happy with the state of our empire as far as building troops, building buildings, etc. I think I am. The only thing that I am a little dubious about, the choice to make the Circus Maximus to be able to train Praetorian cavalry at Patavium. I love Praetorian cavalry. They are really good and they are significantly better than legionary cavalry. But it's just one unit type and it costs 8,640 denarii. I don't know if we can justify that. So I think we should hold off for now. Save our money. We are still going to be spending a lot of money on building troops in the next few turns. So let's just save our money for this turn. For example, we're going to need an Imperial Palace next turn in Ariminum, which is 6,400 denarii. So we're just going to build nothing in Patavium this turn. That feels a little bit better. At Narbomardius, I would like to switch over the religion, but not quite yet. We're so close to reaching the next level of city. We're going to do that first. We just don't want to accidentally cause rioting if we were to destroy the Shrine to Abnoba this turn. All right, I think we're good to end the turn. Let's see what happens. Hopefully not war with our allies. I don't think so. I think it's past the Roman factions now. But we are being attacked at Ancyra, and this is interesting because Parasites has the benefit of defending Ancyra, but he's choosing to leave Ancyra and fight out in the field with Captain Inintimios. He is a unit of onagers, so that'll be interesting to deal with. But I don't think this benefits Parasites. I think what we'll do is try and do as much damage as possible with my archers and then just back off. Ooh, that's an interesting retinue. Wilderness Prophet. Parasites has a wilderness prophet. In a wilderness, there's no place to hide from your gods, but afterwards, getting others to listen is the real test. Interesting. Okay, well, Marcus Victor is really hard to beat. Obsessional Trainer for +1 morale, Bloody for +1 morale, Popular Hero for +2 morale, 9 stars of command. Very good general. Okay, let's just see what we can do in this battle with our archers, and then we can retreat if we need to, but I think we might be able to pull this off. We have 4 full-strength units of Roman infantry, and that will be our front line. We'll guard the flanks with, on this side, a unit of 160 hoplites. This side, we'll start with the 51 hoplites here, and then the battered unit of Hastati right there. And then we will just do our standard lineup. We'll do our archers behind the front lines, use our Cretans first. Perfect. All right. General here, that works for me. Let's get our settings correct. Fire at will and guard mode for my infantry. Fire at will, skirmish mode off, and guard mode for my archers. Start the battle, and let's... I kind of want to deal with these onagers at the start of the battle. Let me bring over my general to right here, and I have a theory that they will leave their onagers unprotected while they move their infantry to meet up with the reinforcing army. Oh, I really hope they don't land that shot. Oh, they did. Okay, we really need to kill these onagers. For some reason, they have perfect accuracy when it's on their side, and horrible accuracy on my side. Please miss. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think they missed. Let's just go ahead and kill these onagers. They're like, oh wait, what happened to our onagers? Perfect, run them down, get them out of here. There we go. I did not want to have to deal with that for the whole battle. That was going to be a game changer for the enemy. Run them down, get them at least to like under 5, I think. I don't want them to be able to operate even one of their onagers if they reform. Come on, cut them down. I'm not taking any chances here. My general's going to be very tired by the time this battle starts, but it's okay. Okay, they're down to 3. I think 3 is fine. Stop. Perfect. If it's easy to get them. Perfect. They're down to... They're all dead. Okay. Now you can get back to the army. Good start. Alright, so I think we need to stay pretty limber in this battle. We're going to need to probably withdraw, because they're just going to draw so much wider than us. But we want to do as much damage as possible before then. So I almost want to send my archers out to start firing at the enemy. I'm going to do that. Just start firing at some of these units of phalanx pikemen, get some damage in. I'll redraw them up when I need to retreat them. Let's get my general over here for maximum moral support. And there we go. We're in range with one of our units. Let's just start chipping away at the enemy here. Keep an eye on the enemy general. That's the only thing we're really worried about. Perfect. Archers are shredding through these phalanx pikemen. Cretans, you don't have a shot on the general, do you? No, okay. Alright, let's retreat my archers to here. Get them to safety. We're going to let our Hastati throw some Pila in. Beautiful. first army is going to just melt away. Let's get my general behind them, because they're probably going to break soon. And let me slow this down. Once they break, we can stop firing with everyone.
Enemy army is in flight.
Yeah, everyone stop firing. We don't want to kill my general. Perfect. Alright. Run down these hillmen, see if we can kill the enemy commander. Everyone, stop firing. Okay, general, get to safety. The enemy are charging in. Now, everyone, back to fire at will. Fire at will. Okay, enemy general charged in over here. If we can kill the enemy general, we can win this. So let me get my general over here. We need to keep an eye on this flank. There's 2 generals here. This is going to be really tough. Maybe bring reinforcements over. Get over here. Archers retreat. We have a break. Might be time to retreat, honestly. Can we salvage this? I think it might be time to retreat. They have a break too. They have several breaks. Come on, can we do this? Let's get these archers to safety. Come on. Don't break, don't break. Okay, drop right here. Hoplites. Drop your spears and attack the enemy general. If we can kill an enemy general, maybe we can do this. Okay, fight the Eastern Infantry. Do we have any infantry here that can help? I don't love fighting with my general against Eastern Infantry. They're shaken. They're steady. Go back. Back up. We'll get a charge in if we need to. Okay. This is very uncertain. I don't know about this. Okay, shaken. They go between shaken and wavering. One more good charge from my general. We might do this. Rally troops. Get them to safety. Wavering, wavering, wavering. Can we break? Broken. Beautiful. This unit broke. Okay. Alright. Run them down a little bit. Run down these peltas. Cause a break there. And then maybe we can help. I don't know. I really don't. I keep going back and forth on whether we should just flee this battle. I don't want to lose my general here. Oh yeah. Everyone flee. I think this is a general is charging in from behind. Just try and get everyone to safety. Oh, but so much of the enemy army is broken. Okay, let me get over here. Let me reassign all of the infantry to fight the enemy generals. Let all my archers fire at the enemy generals. Get my general over here. Get my Cretans to safety, though. Just genuinely get out of there. They're too valuable. If we can kill this general, maybe we can do this. He's down to 26. Archers just broke Eastern Infantry in hand-to-hand combat, by the way. Come on, break this general. We're coming in on the other general with my spearmen from behind. Okay, rally troops. General broke. Other general broke. Come on, come on, cut them down, cut them down. Okay. You guys fight this Eastern Infantry. You turn on them. Get your spears down if you can. Don't break. Come on, general, get over here. Come on, general. Fight these Eastern Infantry. They broke. Okay. You guys support over here. Very messy. This is very messy. Shoot the enemy Pontic Light Cavalry. Okay, run down these troops as they flee, but don't accidentally run into the prepared spearmen. Okay. We want to let our archers have as much time as possible to just get damage out. Let me get my hoplites back. Just get them to safety. Get my general out of range of the enemy peltas. And any archers that aren't currently in range of an enemy, we will reposition. So get over here. Let's redrop our infantry to be a little bit wider so they're actually ready to fight. Like that. You guys come over here. You guys drop your spears and just prepare for these phalanx pikemen. Maybe flank the phalanx pikemen and hit them from the side. General, rally troops in case we're having any morale issues. Okay, fight these phalanx pikemen in the side. You come fight the Eastern Infantry. General, get ready to rally troops. You come over here and help on this flank. Okay, we have another break. Let's get my general over here to try and run those troops down. You come fight these Eastern Infantry. They're wavering. This unit broke. This unit broke. Beautiful. Everything's breaking. Okay. Still a lot of troops on the battlefield, though. Okay, run down these Eastern Infantry. You guys try and just kill these Fong's pikemen. Alright, just get as many kills as you can on these troops as they just start a chain of breaking through the whole army. Alright, infantry, try and deal with these peltasts. I think we might be able to win this. Just keep an eye out for anything going wrong. Okay, we've won the battle. Okay, now just get as many kills as you can. I don't think we're going to pick up the city from this, but let's just get as many kills as we can. Come on. I hate when my general's like very bad at chasing. Come on. Beautiful. Good kills on these archers. That's a good unit to weaken. Honestly, run them all down. We don't want any archers left in the city. Get these peltasts. He's gained a lot of experience this battle just running all these guys down. Okay, run down these peltasts. Beautiful. Now turn on these Eastern Infantry. Turn on these ones. Okay, anyone else to chase down? Nope, that's it. Okay, not a bad result. All things considered, we didn't lose any units. We did lose about 1,000 troops, so definitely weakened, but we killed 2,856. I think we disbanded both armies. I think we might get the city. No, we just missed getting Ancyra. Did you see that? That fort. They never sallied out and fought us, so those two generals starved to death. Wow, okay. We have a new suitable husband, Kaisos Sitius. He's 16. He's a social drinker for +1 command. That's pretty good. That can get bad if you leave him in a city with a temple to like Bacchus or something, but social drinker is a good trait overall. I'll take him. I like having 16-year-old generals because you have a lot of time to work with them. And he's at Tylus, which is interesting. Not sure that we want to leave him at Tylus. Let's see, what do we want to do with him? We've got a lot of generals in this part of the world, honestly, which is not a bad thing. We'll send him down to Athens, and let's maybe send Cornelius Julius down to Corinth. We just want all of these cities to have generals in them, help them grow a little bit faster, get them ready for when we need to fight the Brudii. Congratulations to Kaiso and Draiantilla. And let's take a look at who survived in Ancyra. Ah, the reason we didn't get Ancyra is because the generals fled. We'll have to see if we can maybe snipe them with our Cretan archers this turn or something. We'll see. But we're going to have to do some repairs to this army because this is a battered army. And at this point, I don't care about losing the unit cards. We just get full strength units, and if the units disappear, c'est la vie, we'll replace them with Post-Marian troops. Let's go through our announcements real quick. We will probably take Ancyra this turn, but let's take a look. We built our first legionaries in Arretium. Ho ho ho, they just look so good. That's my favorite thing about them. They just look so good. In Ariminum, perfect. We've got some peasants to be a garrison, and now we can build legionaries and praetorians because we finished the army barracks there. Perfect. Let's take a look at our construction report. Lots of barracks is complete, which is good timing. In Ariminum, like I said, army barracks. We're going to queue up the Imperial Palace. We want to keep Ariminum growing as much as possible. And let's build some legionary cohorts here. We need to have a good army in Italy. In Segesta, we finished a legion barracks. And what do we want to build? I think a practice range. We want to be able to train archer auxilia at all of these cities. So we need to get up to a archery range with all these cities. In Salona, we finished a legion barracks. And what do we do here? Population growth rate, do we just go for Ceres? I think we build a practice range here as well. Same reasoning. Should we start building early legionaries at Salona? I don't know if it's even worth doing. We'll do it just to make Salona a little bit harder to take when they do inevitably betray us. At Thapsus, we finished our army barracks, which is perfect. We can build some legionaries here in case the Egyptians come to attack us. And let's build an armorer. I don't think we even have a blacksmith at Carthage. Yeah, so it's good to have an armorer at Thapsus. We can use that to retrain troops on the front line against the Egyptians. At Palma, we finished our crop rotation, and we are almost to the next level of city. Let's build... Would a forum increase our trade by that much? Not yet. We'll build an arena to help manage the public order when the city gets a little bit bigger. At Tylus, we finished our Temple of Ceres, level 2. We should go to level 3 soon. Anything else we need in Tylus more? We can hold off on that for now. Maybe highways would be useful. Yeah, it's a pretty big province. We'll build highways in Tylus. Does that improve trade at all? By about 170, so that's not a bad investment. At Kerta, we finished our arena, finally, so we can manage public order a lot better, so we should be able to deploy some troops from Kerta. We already have the Proconsul's Palace queued in Kerta, so nothing we need to do yet. Let's go to Tingi. We finished our sewers here, and... Ooh, what do we want to build? A legion barracks, I think. We want to be able to send some legions up into Spain if we need to, although shipwright is very tempting. Shipwright... I want to build shipwrights in all of these cities so that we have them all trading with each other, because I just know the trade between Tingi and Cordoba can become very high. So I'm going to build a shipwright in Tingi for now. Trade is still going to be very important. We still need to focus on our economy. Now, let's see at Kerta, can we afford to take a bunch of troops out of the city and send them down to Numidia? We'll start with these 2 units of Principes, some archers. Okay, they're not happy with that, but I think we can manage it. Archers and hoplites. Okay. Let's see how they're doing. Queue up a bunch of peasants. 70%. Bring down to monthly games. 90%. Maybe we can afford to take someone else out as well. I would like more actual infantry if possible. We could bring these Hastati. I think that works. I would love to be able to kill Captain Juba here. We'll see. We might take them out with our archers, if we can. But let's go ahead and send these troops down to Dimity. Couple turns away. Ran into Captain Gauda, so we may actually need to fight him. But we'll see, we'll get him next turn. By the way, at the end of this turn, Nept will surrender. But yeah, can you believe that this fort just let itself get starved out? What cowards. Alright, well, we will go ahead and abandon that fort. No need to leave a garrison there. Should we go straight down to Osca and besiege it? We're kind of leaving Narbo Martius a little bit exposed, but we do have Lentulus Quinctilius who can go back and defend Narbo if we need to. Could we take Osca? That looks roughly evenly matched, but they also have Mataginus here. Pretty big army. Do we have any reinforcements we could bring from Palma? Ooh, we do. Could we grab Admiral Luca and grab some Archer Auxilia to bring over to help out with Osca? Let's see if there's any armies on these fleets. No. Oh, Lucan the Cunning has a half-stack army, including bull warriors, on this little fleet. Interesting. It would be a shame if you were to get sunk by a Quincurime. I don't know if we'll sink them. No. Where are they gonna go? We have to chase them down. I can't let that army land on my shores. Okay, well, we will bring reinforcements a little bit later. For now, maybe let's go hunt down that little Gallic army. Velcatus. But he's got 2 units of Forester Warband. We're going to take casualties here. This might be the best circumstances under which we can kill those Forester Warband, though. Okay, we'll go through the rest of our announcements, and then we will take out Captain Velcatus. Senate offices assigned. Finally, we got a Pontifex Maximus, which is surprising, because the Senate does not like us. This is the highest level of Senate office that you can get in this game, by the way. Manius Victor, finally a Pontifex Maximus, gets +5 influence from that. This man holds the senatorial office of Pontifex Maximus. He's the chief religious officer of the state. Ex-praetor for +1 to law, ex-aedile for +1 to law, ex-quaestor for +1 to influence. Truly our most accomplished young man. Only 46 years old, might I add. And then Vibius Julius got aedile, which is pretty good. He's been a quaestor and an aedile. I'll take it. Any chance that we're at all improving our reputation with the Senate? No, it is only getting worse. So yes, I don't think we're going to be reconciling with the Senate anytime soon. Take a look at our end of turn report. Again, profitable 6,935 profits. We are managing our costs very well, making sure we don't spend too much of our money through these Marian reforms, which is very good. Alright, let's see if we can take out Captain Velocatus here. We should be able to. I mean, those 2 units of Forester Warband are really the only threats. The rest of the army we can deal with our archers, so we just need to take out those Forester Warband. But we've got a new general that we want to test out. I think his name's Herennius the Handsome, so maybe we can use him to take out those Forester Warband. Let's just draw up our standard line. Pretty short line I tend to do, so it stays thick. And we'll put the archers behind the front line. And let's send out our new general with some cavalry to just hunt down those Forester Warband. So Forester Warband should march out in front. Looks like they are. Let's let them get ahead of the enemy swordsmen and warbands so they're vulnerable. And then we'll charge up. Alright, I think this might be about the best we're going to get. They're going to be in range soon. I'll send them after one of the units and my primary general after the other unit. They're going to get at least 1 volley off, and then hopefully they will skirmish. Come on, guys, get a good charge in. They are tough. They fight well, but hopefully they break. Perfect. Okay, that unit broke. Just get back. We don't need to take too many casualties here. These Forester Warband are steady for now. Come on. Let's get back. Don't need to lose my general here. Let's see. Can we take out these Forester Warband? Okay, charge into these Forester Warband. And then... boom. Perfect. I don't know why they would abandon their Forester Warband with their swordsmen, but I will absolutely take advantage of that. They're shaken. They should break pretty easily here. And hopefully we can do enough damage that they don't come back. Perfect. Just get to safety. Now we can use our archers. Are the Forester Warband reforming? Yeah, they are. Okay. Send my Equites around and just see if we can get those Forester Warband. They may not like fighting on their own. We'll send them around and at least hunt down the fleeing Forester Warband if they continue routing. Oh, are you retreating? I think they're retreating from the battle. We're not going to let them get away with that. So, you hold off for a second. Don't get yourself killed. But we will have one of my generals fight the swordsman. The other general and the other cavalry will charge into these warband. And... just keep the Equites safe while we wait for the other troops. Come on, guys. We're not gonna reach them? Okay. General's almost here. We should be fine. Just keep them from leaving the battlefield. And boom, the reinforcements are here. Yikes. Get these swordsmen. Nice. Okay. Not a bad result. Didn't get all of the Forester Warband off the battlefield, unfortunately. They're going to reform, but we did a good amount of damage to them. Nice clean battle, killed 588 of them, and left them with 243. Now, Lentulus Quintilius, should we attack Captain Senianus? Yeah. Let's just go ahead and take him out. Should be nice and quick. We've got Warhounds, they just have Warband, so should not be any casualties really in this battle. Go ahead and start the battle, send the dogs after them, and that's it. Very interesting river crossing, by the way. It's a tiny one. Alright, they fled the battlefield. No harm there. Now, Lentulus. How do we want to proceed? We could join up with Manius and really secure Lemanum, but I think Manius should deal with the Spanish. Although, using all of Lentulus's army, we could probably beat the Spanish decisively with all those war dogs. I think we keep the plan going. I think Lentulus Quintilius can handle Lemanum on his own. Manius, we just need to hold off, wait for some reinforcements, win a nice tactical victory against the Spanish, and then we should be able to take Osca. In Palma, let's keep building Archer Auxilia. They're going to be very useful when we can bring them over to help out with the Spanish. At Cordoba, let's queue another unit of early legionaries, and then the peasants. that we need to keep our public order under control. Not that many, just 4 of them. Now, let's bring over some Archer Auxilia. Anything else we can bring over? Any Hastati we can bring over, we'll just take now. Tingy. Queue up some peasants. That's fine. So we can take this many Hastati and a unit of Archer Auxilia, bring them over to Cordoba, and we will bring them up next turn. We'll build 1 more unit of Archer Auxilia at Carthage, and as these Archer Auxilia come in, I'm just going to disband the Roman archers that we have here. We don't need them anymore. Should we bring the population over to Kerta though, or Thapsus? We'll bring them over to Kerta. We don't need to dump more population into Carthage, so let's send over 2 units of Roman archers across the border to Kerta. Disband them there. Over time, we'll just slowly bring population over to Kerta, get rid of all these Roman archers. We don't need them. In Thapsus, we'll hold on to the Roman archers for a little while in case a big Egyptian army shows up, but soon we won't need them anymore. Archer Auxilia are just so much better than Roman archers that we really don't need that many of them. Okay, we have 2 biremes at Thapsus. Kind of don't need them. We'll send them up to help with Spain. We have a shortage of ferry boats right now for bringing troops around, while simultaneously blockading all of their ports. So we'll bring up those biremes to Spain. In Italy, we want to keep building up an army. Should we build some Praetorians? Praetorians kind of make sense right now because we don't want to have a huge army right away. We're obviously not at war with our allies yet, but we do need to slowly build a really good army. So I think it kind of makes sense to build some Praetorians. They don't cost that much more than legionaries, and they are significantly better. So we'll have a couple of Praetorians built in Ariminum and Arretium. We'll build some early legionaries at Segesta, some legionary cavalry at Patavium. We want enough of an army that we do not lose a bunch of really important cities to our allies when they betray us, but also we want to have a better economy than our allies. So it's kind of a tricky balance. In Patavium, we weren't going to build a Circus Maximus. I stand by that. But let's build a practice range, and then we'll build an archery range. They're pretty cheap, and it's better than just letting the city sit idle with nothing to build. It is really important to be able to train long-range archers out of almost every city, just in case. Because you're not always going to be able to move troops around. If for some reason we get attacked at Patavium, we need to have a couple units of Archer Auxilia. Juvavum and Aquincum finish some more war dogs. Let's build 1 more at Aquincum. I think 3 units is a good amount. I am a little worried about the Dacians, but war dogs are pretty good at defending a city, so I think we'll be okay. By Lazora, let's keep training Archer Auxilia here to deal with the Bruttii eventually. At Campus Getae, we'll train some more Archer Auxilia. And we really don't need Captain Nero here. In the comments on the last video, I had asked what this little black marking was on the ground, and now it seems kind of obvious. It's destruction from Epticentus hanging out here for so many turns. So how much is that costing us? 289, devastation of 289. So instead of disbanding these Thracians, Basterni, and these Pre-Marian troops, we might want to send Captain Nero to go kill Epticentus. Let's send our Pre-Marian troops from Campus Getae and these mercenaries. Is that a decent army? Not a great army, but it's a decent army. We'll go send them to deal with Epticentus. And we do have a general we could try and use for that, but we'll see. I don't know if we're going to do that. Can we navigate past this army? I don't think so. So just go up to here next turn. We'll take a swing at Epticentus with this army, see if we can't beat him. We also have Chorilos of Fere, a rebel army over by Pergamum, who is also blocking trade between Numidia and Pergamum and causing devastation. So we might want to get rid of that army as well. Can Tertius Ursus leave the city right now, or is Pergamum going to freak out? They're going to freak out. Okay. Well, we can't do that right now. That tells us we need more peasants in Pergamum, but also we need early legionaries. Let's build early legionaries in Pergamum. We'll build up a little army, and we'll go take out Chorilos of Fere. Realistically, the trade over this road is probably not worth that much, but still, I need to get better about dealing with rebels in my territory. Okay. Let's sally out again against Ptolemy this turn, and we'll also take a swing at Ancyra, and we're just gonna try and be a little bit quicker this time, but just do a little bit of damage each turn with our onagers and with our archers. So sally out against Ptolemy, and let's go ahead and start this battle. So Ptolemy did recover a lot of his cavalry. He's up to 29 now. But now we kind of know how to navigate this battle. He's probably going to go to the middle of the army again. So let's position my onagers here, and we will get our archers ready to go outside of the city. But I don't think I'm going to be as crazy this time as last time. I just don't want to keep taking casualties. So let's just let him get into position and see if we can get a shot with our onagers. There we go, we have a shot. We'll speed this up, let them take a shot at him. If we can kill him, I'll be very happy, and we might try and do more with this battle, but just gonna fire my onagers. Come on, you got this. Okay, now as that other army approaches, again, we might get some cheeky shots in on them. So let me get my infantry ready to throw some pila, in case they come really close to the walls. And then let me get my archers in position to fire over here, because they're walking in this stupid line again. Alright, we'll see. Onagers are still firing at the enemy general. Probably not going to kill him though. Okay, we actually have a shot with a bunch of our troops over here, throwing some pila in on the enemy, so that's good. Let's get our other infantry over here. Just let them throw all their missiles. May as well do damage when we can, when it's easy. Nice, well done, well done. Doing good damage here. Alright, last shots of the onagers. Okay, no luck. But we killed 13% of the enemy. That is a good result for me. Sally's been successful, killed 421 of them. There we go. We have 3 more turns to sally out and do damage, and then we have to actually commit to the fight, so that's okay with me. Now, let's try on Ancyra real quick. Parasites is inside the city. He does have those 2 generals units. That's going to be tough to kill, but the rest of the army is pretty flimsy. Reinforcing army is going to be coming from the north, and it's just a bunch of infantry, so maybe we can kind of attack them as they enter the battlefield. Let's see. Alright, let's see. To the north. Yeah, we should be able to make this work. Let's go ahead and draw up our infantry. So let's drop the ram. And let's set up a couple units of infantry here. And a bunch of archers. I want to just overwhelm them. And we'll put my general over here, so that we can just get a bunch of damage in on them, hopefully make them break, and then run them down with my cavalry. My Cretans I'm gonna leave with full ammo because I want them to focus on the enemy general. Go ahead and start the battle. Let's check on the reinforcements. Yes, I was correct about their positioning. Should do a ton of damage here. Let's really overtly guard our archers a little bit better here. Run into position, boom, we already have breaks. Everybody, do not fire at will, fire at the units I tell you to fire at. So you 3, fire at these eastern infantry. Y'all, fire at these eastern infantry. You guys don't waste your pila anymore, you used 1 volley already. Okay, everyone fire at these eastern infantry. Send my general after these fleeing hillmen. Okay, you can now throw your pila in. Okay, now come fight these eastern infantry. You guys are gonna be okay, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, enemy are wavering, perfect. Beautiful, everyone's broken. Stop firing. Everybody stop firing. Perfect. No more pila, nothing. Just let my general hunt these guys down. Now, over here, we can start focusing on bringing up the rams and getting some shots in on the enemy general. So let's bring our Cretan archers up here, and we will turn off fire at will. We want to use their ammo sparingly. Now, let's check on my general. Hunt down these hillmen. We honestly might be able to make it through these walls and kill these archers. That would not be bad. Yeah, hunt them down. Oh, these eastern infantry reformed, okay. Let's just send the infantry to go kill them. Can we kill these archers real quick? And then get out of the city safely. Just keep an eye for enemy generals. Alright, these archers are shaken. Broken. Kill them. Okay, get out of there. We killed enough of them. There's 3 left. Get out of the city. And run down the rest of those troops. Okay, what's going on over here with reinforcements? Perfect. Okay, now we need to redraw up our archers. We want to use them in the actual fighting. Let me go kill these eastern infantry with my general. I'm gonna take a couple shots from this tower, but fun fact, I don't know if everybody knows this, but towers cannot damage your actual general character. They can kill everyone in the general's unit, but they cannot kill the general himself. So you're never at risk of losing a general to a tower. There's your fun fact for the day. Okay, go hunt down these fleeing eastern infantry. Let's see if we can get a shot on the enemy general with my Cretan archers. I don't think so. We'll go ahead and knock down the front gates. Oh, just barely have a shot, so maybe. Okay, go run down this eastern infantry. Beautiful. Alright, these eastern infantry we'll just let them go. Okay. Don't be careful. I don't want to accidentally get shot by the towers there, so I mean, honestly, we may not even need to knock down the gates over here, because we might be able to just follow these guys into the city. Maybe drop the gate, or drop the ram, and just send up my Principes to try and take the gates when they flee through the front gates. Okay, general, get to safety. Okay, run through these gates, just see if we can take them. General, go here. Alright, now all these extra archers and infantry over here, drop over here. Okay, we killed the commander of the reinforcing army, no big deal there. Okay, now get back here. What is this unit? Omen, blah blah blah, whatever. Nothing too scary. Now, let's bring up these hoplites. Okay, run down these eastern infantry. Now, over here, we'll draw up my infantry right here. And we'll drop the archers right there. Now don't go into the city. Over there, that's fine. Peltasts are not really a threat. Let's get my Cretans out of range of the Peltasts though. Okay, can these archers get a shot on anyone? Let me turn all these archers to firewall. There we go. Do some damage on this eastern general. Perfect. That's exactly who we want you to fire at. Do we have a shot with our Cretans on this general yet? Almost. One of them does. There we go. Perfect. Fire at this eastern general. Fire at the bigger one, actually. Okay, let's go ahead and take the long path to safely maneuver these infantry around the city without getting shot by the tower. Actually, that might not be safe enough. Go that way. Get out of range of that tower. Okay. Speed this up. Go over there. Run over to here. Let's re-knock down the gates and bring my infantry over here and then just let them rest a little bit. They're very tired. Go ahead and get these gates down. We've killed 90% of the enemy, so there's not much left. Alright, finish off this eastern general. And let's get our infantry inside the city. We'll go ahead and fire at will with our Cretan archers now. They can just shoot whoever comes into range. Let's get my general up here for moral support. Alright, let's get our infantry a little bit further up into the street, just to buy some space for our Cretans. And get our Cretans right here. And they should have a shot onto the city center from there. Not quite in range. Move a little closer. There we go, now we have a shot. And we'll just let them do the rest of the damage to the city center. Whenever they charge in, they're going to realize that they are not going to be able to fight through that much infantry. Enemy general charged in. Almost all dead now. Any chance we can get to 3 silver chevrons of experience, by the way? That would be nice. And somehow, despite losing almost all of their bodyguard, both of the enemy generals are alive right here. Enemy general is sneaking around trying to kill my general. Was not successful though. And the other enemy general broke against my archers, which is an interesting thing to have happen. We need to give them a proper, embarrassing end to this battle. There we go. Nice. Pretty easy victory. Killed 1,043 of them, only took about 50 casualties. Very clean. And so Ancyra falls, and it looks like we have about 600 population here. Let's go ahead and enslave Ancyra just to get the population growth rate increased for all of these nearby cities. Bring down the tax rate. They're not going to be super happy about us being here, but that's okay. Now, Marcus Victor, what do we want to do with you? Should we go immediately out to fight Captain Aspergus here? I think we'll wait a few turns and let the unrest go down a little bit. Should we get rid of the local religion now? I think so, because there's nobody here, so there's not really any culture that we need to write over. So we'll build a shrine to Ceres now. We want to rebuild a population of Romans here. And I like the look of that. Look how much of Anatolia we've taken. It looks really good on the map. Finally making some progress in Spain, in Gaul, North Africa. This is about to look very different next turn because all of this whole province will be ours. Dimity will be ours soon. Things are looking very good in the Marian Reforms. I'm happy. And we still have 29,000 denarii right now. We're doing very well. We need to start planning our eventual betrayal of our allies. Well, we need to build up a couple armies, and then we're probably going to plant a little army next to each of these cities. And when they betray us, but oof, there are some big armies we're going to need to fight through eventually. So lots we need to worry about next time. But for now, I think this is a great place to leave this part. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all are enjoying this series. I've really appreciated all the comments and support lately. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.